Internet people, and welcome to another episode of #FridaySews and my very first video post Vlogtober. I did post a little blooper reel from the month of October for you, but I haven't chatted with you on camera in about 12 days. So how is everyone? How are you doing? I'm excited to catch up with you. First off, I just have to thank Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room for starting this hashtag. And don't forget to check out all the other #FridaySews YouTubers out there. They are all amazing. So I'm going to start off with a little bit of life stuff. So if you're here for just the sewing and you don't want to hear me chat about life stuff, go ahead and use the chapters along the scroll bar to fast forward to whatever you actually want to watch. Okay, so it's been 12 days. It's been kind of a wild ride. So for the month of October, I challenged myself to sew for 1 hour a day, and that was sort of my premise for Vlogtober. And I mentioned in the very last episode that it was really an anchor for me during the month of October. I mentioned that I had a lot of doctor's appointments in October, and I was very busy just scheduling all of that and going to those and dealing with that health thing. For the month of October, and coming back to sewing for 1 hour a day was really kind of an anchor for me. And I put that to the test because in the last 12 days, my life has completely fallen apart. I've continued to have a lot of doctor's appointments, and I'll talk about that in a second, but I've had a lot of doctor's appointments and I haven't been sewing for 1 hour a day, and everything's just kind of fallen apart. I've had a lot of anxiety, a lot of health anxiety. I've felt a little depressed, and I mean, I can't really contribute, not feeling those feelings just to sewing every day. But I definitely noticed a change between when I would really press myself to sew for 1 hour a day and when I wouldn't over the last 12 days, last 2 weeks. I've still had a ton of doctor's appointments, and it's kind of been this long saga of trying to figure stuff out, but I'm not going to really go into all those details. But I'm happy to say that I had, I think, one of my last appointments this morning, and they've ruled out any major issue, anything huge or catastrophic or really wrong with me. So that's really good news, and I've been so anxious over the last month and a half about it. It's just health stuff sucks. And anyways, sewing is definitely a reprieve from that, and I can definitely tell a difference when I'm not consistently sewing. So that's that. So I'm gonna leave it there and say that we should all try to sew a little bit every day for our mental health. And that's probably obvious to a lot of people, but honestly, I've never really considered sewing to be kind of a mental health thing. I've never used it as a tool for, maintaining my mental health or self-care. It's just been, I do it for other reasons. But you know what? I think I'm looking at it a little bit different now. So anyways, all right, let's move on to the sewing. I did manage to get one project done in the last 2 weeks, and that is the Sew House 7 toaster sweater, which I'm wearing here. And I'm so happy because I think it might be one of my favorite things that I have ever made, and that's a big thing to say. So let me take you in the other room and give you a better look. I filmed this little section yesterday, and the lighting was so dark in my house. It's been really rainy and dark. So it's a little bit dark, but hopefully you can get the gist of what it looks like. So let me give you a better look, and then we can talk about it. Okay, welcome back. So the Sew House 7 toaster sweater, I made version 1 here. I made version 2 last year in a brown polka dot knit French terry. Yeah, French terry. So I made this version 1 out of this ivory colored quilted stretch knit from Minerva.com. I made a size extra large, and I think it fits almost pretty much perfect. I am so happy with the fit. I was really worried because when I made this version, it felt like it was choking me. The neckline pulled back a lot, and so it definitely needed some sort of fit adjustments. So I was a little bit worried and curious about how this one was gonna fit, and I'm happy to say I don't feel like I'm choking. The length is good, the sleeve length is good, the bust is good. Like, I'm really happy with the fit, so that's great. I love the fabric, that's great. It was super quick to sew. I started sewing it while my husband ran out to get groceries, and I finished almost half of it before he got back. And then I finished the rest of it that night. So it only took like a couple hours to do. It was super, super quick. Cutting out the fabric is another story. I did have some trouble cutting out this quilted stretch knit, but actual sewing time, very minimal, very fast, very satisfying project. I'm very happy about it. So if there was gonna be one thing that I would improve upon for this top, it would be the seams where, the bulkiest seams. So the seams where there's 3 layers. So the sleeves, this is 3 layers. It's folded. The sleeve piece is folded and then it's stitched to this, the sleeve here. So this is 3 layers, and then the bottom band is 3 layers as well. And I didn't adjust my serger settings, I think, quite right. And so it got really wavy. So let me show you that. So you can see here, it got kind of wavy where the seam is bulky. So I think I needed to adjust maybe the differential feed or maybe the stitch length or width or something. I was kind of Googling it, and it seems to be sort of a serger setting issue with bulkier knits. So I think that is like the one thing I would improve upon. But honestly, I've seen this kind of thing in ready-to-wear sweaters where the seams sort of look bulky, and I mean, you know, no one's gonna notice except for me and maybe you guys. I did use my clapper to help press the seams and flatten them, and that seemed to make a huge difference. Just because this fabric is sort of bulky, and so the serger seams were kind of sticking straight up. So using the iron with the steam and then pressing it with the clapper really helped flatten them out. So that was nice. So all in all, I'm really happy with this project. Like, I really do think it might be one of my favorite things I've ever made. So that's like kind of a nice reward after the stress of the health stuff. And I have to say, if you're thinking, if you have this pattern and you made this one and you felt like it was choking you, try this one, it was fine. Maybe, I mean, your mileage may vary, but that's my experience with it. So very happy about that. What else have I been working on? Well, I've been working on a knitting project that I was actually going to do in October, but did not have time. Let me show you here. I'm about this far. Can you guess what it is? This is going to be a pumpkin. Let me put up a picture for you. So I was going to make these little knit pumpkins just for decoration in October, and I didn't quite get to it. And I feel like it's almost time to start thinking about Christmas, but there's still Thanksgiving here in the US, so it's still pumpkin season, I think. So I'm just kind of working on that. I mean, it's just practice, just because I barely know how to knit, so it's practice. It's something I can practice with, and I think it'll look really cute in the end. So I've been working on that as well. Okay, so let's talk about upcoming projects. I have a couple things I want to work on. First thing, this McCall's 7831 overalls dress. I talked about this in my last fall fabric haul. I'm going to be making it out of this stretch corduroy from Stylemaker Fabrics, and it looks really blue. It's supposed to be charcoal, but I cannot get over how blue it looks. And I even emailed them and asked them if maybe I got the wrong color, and they said that the gray looks really blue. So anyways, this bluish gray corduroy. So I want to work on that. I also want to work on the named kilo wrap jumpsuit that I was talking about earlier in October. I had bought this burgundy colored sweatshirt fleece from girl Charlee, and I had it in my stash, and I did a whole shop my stash thing and decided that it needed to be the named clothing kilo wrap dress. But when I went to cut it out, I didn't have quite enough fabric, so I just decided to go on and buy some more. So I finally got that, and I want to work on that project as well, which actually leads me to my next thing. I have a little fabric haul to show you, very tiny. While I was buying the extra fabric from girl Charlee, you know, it made sense to buy more fabric to make the shipping worth it, right? I mean, okay, it's such a trick to do that, but I can't help myself. So I bought a couple extra fabrics to make the shipping worth it. And I went against my rule of only buying fabric that had a plan. So I don't have any plans for this fabric. So let me know if you have any ideas for what they should be. But at least you can distribute the shipping cost over all three and it saves money. I don't know. Got this brushed waffle knit in the color Dark Masala. It was $6.40 and it's a poly rayon spandex. I have to say it's a little thin. You can kind of see through it. Maybe you can see that, maybe you cannot. It's a little thin, but I really like the color and I think it'll be a nice lightweight something. Let me know. The other fabric I got was this cotton poly jersey blend. This cotton poly blend jersey. It's charcoal and kind of off-white heathered stripes. And this was $5.60. So it's just kind of a nice lightweight jersey. Maybe it'll be like a turtleneck, I don't know. I think I have maybe two or 3 yards of each. I can't remember what I bought. 2 yards. I bought 2 yards of each one. So those are the 3. Blah, everything's falling. You should see the desk next to me. I don't know if I should show you this. Look at this mess. Yeah. It's a mess. Yep. It's a little messy. Anyway, so those are the 3 fabrics that I got from Girl Charlee. I'll put links to them below in case you're interested. The last thing I wanted to work on was a muslin for McCall's 7974. I was up in the loft going through some things and I found all the pieces for a muslin cut out and not sewn. So I guess I cut it all out and then forgot about it. So I wanted to sew that up, check the fit, and I thought it might be really cute as a red dress for Twilight Stitcher's Little Red Dress Holiday Challenge. I'll put the hashtag up here because I can't remember it off the top of my head exactly, but I thought it'd be really cute in red for a holiday dress. So that's kind of been on the back of my mind as well. So that's enough to keep me busy for now. I'm not sure what I'm gonna be able to get done here coming up, but I'm really happy that things are calming down and I can regroup and really dedicate more time to sewing and less time to anxiety. So that's all for me today. That's all I have for you. I hope you have a really good weekend. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have some fun sewing plans for yourself this weekend. Let me know what you're working on. Are you going to be working on anything for the holidays? Have you even started thinking about the holidays? I generally don't like to think about Christmas before Thanksgiving. I like to save it all. I like to do one holiday at a time, but I can't help myself, and I've really been thinking about Christmas projects and Christmas sewing and potential gift ideas and Vlogmas, wink wink. So we'll see what happens. Anyways, I'm gonna sign off. Thanks again for watching, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.